about a minute or two to actually tell you guys a story how because I think that's relatively interesting to listen to, somewhat to a degree, how me and Shay met and then how we got married as well, because it's completely out of the ordinary. It's not your classical thing.
I mean, I've heard this before, and every time I find it interesting. I have more questions every time. So
yeah, but it's,
go ahead,
it's
tell
just
everyone how
crazy.
it went.
Like it's literally every 13-year-old boy's dream to go their favorite gameplay con and then meet a girl in the lobby and marry her.
By the way, take this as a not maybe a prescription, because this could go horribly wrong if you are not very cautious in this
exactly
area.
This is there's so many things that were out of the ordinary and that I wouldn't recommend to anybody. I mean, I know that Kim in the first episode said Sid would have a good relationship advice, and I genuinely think I would, because I think I have a great relationship with Shay, and we're basically an excellent team, and we're compatible as far as everything is concerned. Like I don't think I've met anybody who's more compatible with me. And I'm not saying this to be cutesy or whatever, but that's genuinely how it is.
Okay, Sin, don't worry, mate. I'll drop the bombshell for everyone. It's his sister. They're so compatible.
Yeah, so compatible, and we even made a kid. Yeah. Anyway, so
you double
not an advice,
bro.
That was a joke, by the way. I know sometimes it's hard to tell. They're not related, okay? As far as we know.
Well, if you looked at the camera and have a sarcastic tone, if they don't get it, then man, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough for them, isn't it?
Anyway, so
okay,
it's not an advice. Don't pursue this. I just got lucky. We just got lucky, and you shouldn't do this in order to find a partner. But in a very short, short version would be we both love MMOs, massively multiplayer online games, and we happen to have met in Black Desert Online, which is a Korean grinder type of an MMO. We're both fans of that. Anyway, so we met up in this specific spot. In the way that game works is you have an open world PvP. As long as one person opts out to PvP, they can kill anybody on the spot. No questions asked. The person who's receiving the beating can obviously fight back, or choose to return and then get beaten again over and over. There's some additional system that kind of prevents that behavior, obviously to protect the people who are a little bit new, but generally speaking, the PvP is open in that space. So yeah, one day I had my own guild. We were doing just some grinding, leveling up and stuff like that.
How do you start your own guild? You're talking to people who've pretty much
but I'm not gonna tell them about my guild and BDO adventures, because that's boring. Nobody cares about that, right? I'm just talking about
why do you make a guild? Like, is it
to fight other guilds? It's PvP focused game. Okay, so the game is basically you grind for gear, you get stronger gear in order to fight for your guild, for territory, for nodes, and those nodes result in more money for you, therefore more gear, therefore more wars, therefore you stronger, you beat other people, feel adrenaline rush, and that's basically the circular progression of that game. Not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like it personally. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about that PvP segment because it's really important for how we met.
Yeah, I remember.
I was a guild master of a guild. I made my own guild, and I was kind of no-lifing that game a little bit too much. I was taking the whole guild master role a little bit too seriously, but it resulted in a very, very successful guild PvP-wise. And we were very aggressive in the open world. And we were grinding on this spot. In that game, basically, what you have different spots, and these different spots drop different loot that will be useful for your character or your guild progression. So there are some spots who are more popular, there's some who are less. This particular spot in which we met is really, really popular at the time. It was extremely popular. Everybody wanted to go there because money was great, loots were great, and the XP was great as well. And so one day there was like this a rotation in which my guild would go through and kill mobs and repeatedly get XP for us and our guild. And they would, or when I say they, I mean her at the time, obviously didn't know it was a she. 3 dudes at the time, me thinking 3 dudes are constantly stealing our packs and entering in our rotation, ruining it out for hours, making us have to wait for them to respawn. Obviously you don't want that because that slows the progression of your XP gain. And to make a long story short, they kept doing that. I was like, screw this, I'm flagging, I'm killing them. And so I killed her at the time, I guess buddies, guildmates, few times, because I was kind of overgeared. I was really strong because I was no-lifing that damn game, and they were on under gear for my level at the time as well. And so I killed them multiple times, and I guess I still have to thank that dude, by the way. My officer approached him and said, "Why are you griefing us? Why can't you see that we're grinding on this spot? We're clearly stronger than you. You keep coming back to the same spot, getting killed over and over."
First of all, is it you had an officer?
Yes, I had officers. That's actually a common theme in MMOs.
Sin was a very professional and dedicated guildmaster.
No. It's not about that.
He used to roleplay in voice and be like, "Here, sire, we are going to defend my fair mistress Shayana.
No, it's not about that.
I will defend her honor
They are
and
literally
my
called
wife
officers
and meet her
in MMOs,
in real
dude.
life." So for anyone that's listening to Sin talk and not understanding,
how is anybody supposed to take the story seriously when you cannot even?
Since I sent my
both of you are latching on the most lame possible things from this goddamn story. I don't even want to tell it anymore. Goddamn.
So for anyone that wants a simpler version of this, basically, Sin was every simp's dream is to go up to his fair maiden who was getting killed over and over again and went, "I will defend you. I will fight for your honor."
No, see,
that's how they met.
The detail is missing, but I was going to end the story anyway. We killed him multiple times after my officer, and the reason why I say officers, that's what they're called in the MMO genre.
Okay.
You have guild masters, and then you have officers, and then you have quartermasters. That's what they're called. I don't fucking name it.
Well, sorry, I got the lingo wrong.
How dare you not know the MMO titles and shit?
Sorry,
anyway,
my
so my officer approached, or I guess my guildmate approached him, and he was like, "Why are you griefing us?" And then eventually that kind of like started being friendly towards each other, and then another group started griefing them, and so I started.
It's not called a group, Sin. It's called a clan. Okay, it's called a.
I don't know if they were clan.
A multi-generational
and then
house.
House Bannerlord defended them and decided to come in.
Speaking of Bannerlord, I should play that game. It's a really good game, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Recommend it.
Such a random.
Yeah, bro. It's weird that you say that. I literally, my brother was here like before we went to our wedding, and he just wanted to play something on my PC, and I reinstalled Bannerlord for him to play.
Yeah.
And it was just featured in the video that I just made as well. Maybe it's a calling. We should all play Bannerlord. I don't even know what it is really.
I already have actually on my channel.
Contact their developers and be like, "You guys want to get sponsored?"
We just heard a little peep from Gim, and we didn't acknowledge it.
What do you mean peep?
What do you mean you've already played it on your channel?
I already got. I have a warband video that was privated on my channel, but I have a Bannerlord video that is public. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
really?
I was trying to start a playthrough day one when Bannerlord, but Bannerlord is a new one, right?
Is that for like second channel or something?
No, my main channel.
Oh,
when?
Really?
When it came
before
out.
Skyrim or during
when
Skyrim?
it went into pre-alpha. Or alpha, or whatever it was.
Right, I remember that.
Because I've played Warband for a bunch of years. I even made like a Naruto modded overhaul Warband playthrough on my channel like a while ago. It's privated, but it's like heavily edited.
You take a banner roll
after the anime video. The what was it like the
what?
I don't even know how to describe it. Like the big hentai video that you put. There's a video on your channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now you know.
I did. You know what? Sin had a story to tell, and I think we should go further.
I figured that ship had sailed because you guys interrupted me, so I figured it's not that interesting.
No, just continue. We don't need to talk about.
You courted your fair maiden on against the fellow guild master.
I was gonna get to the less boring part, which is MMO stuff. Basically, then we invited them to our guild. They joined our guild. We became really good friends, and that lasted for like 9 months. And this is the part that I wouldn't recommend to anybody. We kind of started, or I guess declared that we like each other or whatever, and then we chatted every day, and that lasted for like three months. We got to know each other very well, and then she decided, and this is again, do not do this. She decided to come to Serbia and obviously visit me, and one thing led to another. Then we decided to do she comes here for 3 months and then goes for 3 months because we still couldn't commit to her moving here or me moving to Denmark, but at the same time, you also cannot stay here longer than 90 days unless you have some sort of a visa. So you, with the Danish passport, you can come here for like 90 days and leave for 90 days and then basically rinse and repeat. And that was the theme for about a year and a half. And eventually I just said, you know what, I think it's both agreed it's just a smart idea for you to move in here. And then, yeah, she moved in. And the reason why we got married in the most non-classical wedding was in order to get her papers, in order so she could stay here. And then after third year, which is now in October, she's supposed to get the citizenship, Serbian citizenship.
So what would you have done if she turned up to Serbia and it was a 40-year-old man?
No, but you've probably seen her before.
Yeah, we've seen each other.
But
Yeah,
did you? Did you?
Yes, of course.
Please tell me you did. Please.
For fuck's sake, Discord existed at the time. You go on a web camera, you talk, you can hear the voice, you can see what's going on.
Just checking you went through the checks
I went
and
through
balances before doing that.
I went through the logistics. Yes, I wouldn't have just dived headfirst without even knowing what's going on.